What is up, everyone? This is KhUnlimited. Today we are here with another episode of Shotlocked. This is episode 8. Now, if anyone is actually subscribed to this feed of podcasts, this might be very weird for you. I don't even think I'm gonna bet no one is listening to this, but I want to try this for fun because I recently just remembered that I had a podcast, which is Shotlocked, my Kingdom Hearts podcast, and I was just looking into my channel and I saw the videos, and apparently it's been in 3 days as I'm recording this, 5 years since I've recorded the last episode. And basically what I remember is I think I was recording it during university. I got very busy. I just dropped it. And yeah, so that's what happened to that. And I was just kind of listening to my most recent episode. It looked dog shit. It sounded dog shit. I sucked at talking. I don't know if I'm any better at that. At least right now, my personal life, I am trying to become a full-time video editor. So I do video edit for some clients. So hopefully those skills can transition for this. And I've always wanted to have a podcast and edit for a podcast. So I'm like, you know what? Let me try picking this up again because I was listening to episode 7 and honestly, the format wasn't bad. Like when I looked at it, I'm like the segments I had and stuff, I'm like, this is pretty good. Maybe I can continue it. So I'm like, maybe if I have time, I'll record another episode. And this is what this is. If you're listening to audio, I do have a video version that's going to be going up on my YouTube channel, KhUnlimited. And if you're listening on video, I do have this on podcast networks. Hopefully I still have an RSS feed or something, assuming it stayed up for 5 years. So if everything goes good, you guys should be able to listen to this anywhere, hopefully. But yeah, so I have like different segments I do. I'm just gonna start with like, you know, what I've been doing. So yeah, like I said, I've been video editing. I do primarily, if you wonder why I don't upload here, I primarily work on another channel I do run. I don't really need to go into what the channel is, but it is another gaming channel. And so that is like where like 90% of my time goes into right now. The other 10% or whatever the number is into editing other YouTubers' videos. So that's what I've been up to. And like I said, I think this podcast was something that does have legs. Again, I'm only going to continue this if I do see potential in it. So for example, if I upload this episode and say if I do like 2 more episodes for fun and it gets like 0 views or whatever listens, I'll probably drop it. But if it's something I think has potential in it and is getting like a certain number of views or listens, I might continue it. And honestly, I don't know if I 100% will, but I might think of maybe getting a person or people on board if I do think it's a good idea. Because, you know, I used to have like a bunch of mutuals in the Kingdom Hearts community when I used to run this channel. I don't know if any of you are listening to this, but if you are, yeah, maybe I might reach out to you. If you're interested, reach out to me if you want to be on this podcast. But I might make this more of a thing if I think this podcast does have legs, because I think that'd be really cool, because I do think it's pretty fun to have an outlet just to talk about yourself, and Kingdom Hearts is still an interest of mine, and being able to talk about that I don't know how often I'm going to make episodes for this, but like say if it was like bi-weekly every 2 weeks, that'd be pretty cool. So that is something I am thinking about. If I do continue this, then I might think about adding 1 or 2 people to be part of this crew. But I'll see. Again, I don't know if this gets like 0 listens, 0 views, I will not be doing that. But yeah, that's just something that's been on my mind when I looked back at Shotlocked, because it does seem pretty promising. But forget about that. Let's just get into the first segment, which is apparently the postings. Run the intro, hopefully, if I was able to find the assets that are 5 years old. Okay, hopefully the intro ran. And the postings, apparently in episode 7 I cancelled the segment because I didn't have time for it. I just brought it back because who cares. And the postings is a segment where I talk about the Kingdom Hearts news that's happening right now. Funnily enough, I don't think I've seen Kingdom Hearts news for the last year or something, except for a few days ago. There has been some Kingdom Hearts news. And pretty much it's about Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. And I'm not sure what the public reception is to this game. Like, I think the general vibe I get from mobile games in general from the gaming community is that they don't like them. I love mobile games. I think they're cool. I like the gacha systems that games have. I've been playing gacha mobile games for like more than a decade. I've never once spent a single penny on them. So like I don't see it as like a waste of money either. I literally play them all free to play, and like it's been fine with me. So Missing Link, if it is, I'm not sure if we know if it's a gacha system or not. I'm not sure if that's something they revealed or not, but I do know that it's supposed to be kind of like Pokemon Go-ish, where like you're on a map and you walk around, and the graphics are like Kingdom Hearts 3 style, but kind of lower fidelity. So I'm excited for Missing Link, but pretty much the news is, there's not really much news, honestly. The news is that there will be news. So pretty much there's been a Japanese Kingdom Hearts Missing Link account made, and also an English one as of today. I don't think they were made. I think it was just a conversion of the Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key or Union Cross accounts. They just have changed the names to Missing Link. That's pretty much the news. That's all it is. But I believe today Nomura left a message saying that like there will be more news next week. So yeah, that's pretty much the news. The news is that there will be more news. And honestly, I'm pretty pumped. Missing Link is a game that I'm pretty excited about, mainly for a few reasons. One is I think the MOBA games for Kingdom Hearts have been really good platforms for plot. Like the plot of what's the name? Dark Road, the plot for Union Cross, I think are some of the best plots in Kingdom Hearts. Unironically, like they're actually really good, but they're brought down by the style of the game. Like that cutesy chibi style. Like, I'm used to it now, obviously, but like I would get if that style was used only for the gameplay, but the fact that the cutscenes had to be in that style too, and I believe, I don't know if this is true, I heard that only like 1 or 2 people worked on those cutscenes too. There was clearly like not that much love put into that game in terms of production. So with Missing Link, at least the pictures they've been posting on the Twitter accounts, they've been like pretty cool looking. Like they look like Kingdom Hearts 3 graphics in terms of fidelity. So like I'm not sure if it's gonna have more production or not, but in terms of the pictures they've been putting, like at least what I expect is the gameplay to look like Kingdom Hearts 3, but to be lower fidelity. But maybe the cutscenes will just straight up look like Kingdom Hearts 3, or at least like back cover or something like that, because the way that they've been teasing it, it does look like it's gonna be something that's gonna be higher production. And if they have the same level of plot as Dark Road or Union Cross, which I do expect it to have, I think this is gonna be like a hit for like hardcore Kingdom Hearts fans. So like yeah, I'm pretty hyped for it, because honestly I thought I might have been waning on Kingdom Hearts, because you know, again, it's been a long time since Kingdom Hearts anything. Kingdom Hearts 3 I thought was like a pretty good game. I didn't think it was amazing, I didn't think it was bad or anything, but I thought it was a pretty good game. I thought I was kind of waning off of it, but after one night I kind of caught up on the cutscenes of Dark Road. I kind of got my hype back again. I immediately went to Reddit and went down a rabbit hole of kind of, you know, searching things like, yo, who's this guy? What does this mean? Blah, blah, blah. And I remembered why I love Kingdom Hearts so much. I'm pretty hyped for Missing Link. I'm pretty hyped for the gameplay. My voice cracks will live with me forever. One thing that I think I won't be doing is probably using the map feature, like walking around. I used to do that with Pokemon Go quite a bit when that was out, but like these days, like because I think Nomura said, or someone said that like it will have a joystick feature where you can just like walk around, which probably I'll use. But maybe like when I am out, I will pull it out and, you know, use that walking feature. We'll see. But yeah, I think I'm pretty excited for it. And assuming I do continue this podcast, maybe the next episode will have the actual Missing Link news. But yeah. And one more thing right before I end the segment is, I believe a part of Nomura's message, he mentioned, I'm seeing kind of different versions of this, but I believe what the message said was, apparently when the beta was happening, it was mentioned that the game was 50% done, but he corrected it that it was actually only 30% done at the time. So that's just one thing he mentioned. I think a lot of people are saying that like they think that it's 30% done now, but I think what he means is that it was 30% done at the time. That doesn't really tell us anything about the present. I'm not sure. I don't even know if that was something he had to clarify, but that is something that was said. And I think the only reason he would clarify that is to let us maybe know that the game is probably still a bit far off. So yeah, that's the only reason I could see him clarifying that. But yeah, that's just something I want to mention too, because that was part of his statement. And I think that will be all for this segment of the postings. And I think we can go straight to our next segment of Reflecting Report. Okay, hopefully the intro played. Reflecting Report is the segment where I kind of reflect on a certain aspect of Kingdom Hearts and just talk about it. It's something that's already existing in Kingdom Hearts. And in my notes, all I have written is Disney. So why did I write Disney? So I feel like I've talked about this in a video. I'm not sure I have, because it's not like I've been making videos really on this channel. But something I want to talk about in terms of Disney is like, in terms of reflecting on what Disney is in Kingdom Hearts, I personally, this will never happen, but like I personally have been noticing that Disney has been a part of Kingdom Hearts that has been a constant, obviously, but is also, as we went through the games, it has been a bigger part in each game, but that's something that I necessarily don't like. What I mean is, like, if you take like Kingdom Hearts 2, Disney, actually no, let's start with Kingdom Hearts 1. Disney was a huge part of Kingdom Hearts 1. I believe the main plot, I don't remember Kingdom Hearts 1 that well because I don't really like that game, but I believe Disney was a huge part where like even the villains of the Disney games were like part of the main plot of Kingdom Hearts. You go to Kingdom Hearts 2, there were obviously Disney plots, but the main plot was served by the Kingdom Hearts original characters of Organization 13 and whatnot. And then you go to Kingdom Hearts 3, and the main plot was still served by the original Kingdom Hearts characters like Organization 13, But I feel like the Disney worlds took more of an important role, not in terms of plot, but in terms of like focus. Like I feel like you didn't get actual Kingdom Hearts plot until the last like 20% of Kingdom Hearts 3. And that's just something I want to reflect on, because like I don't know where everyone else is at. I love Disney, like I like Disney, but I think I'm at a point where Kingdom Hearts can hopefully rely more on its main cast for the plot. I don't think it needs to be something that needs to be, put on the back burner until the last 20% of the game. I think it's something that can start strong and can hold the rest of the game. And I feel like Disney worlds are a good backdrop. I would love to go into Disney worlds, but I don't really see the need to like go into Disney world and play through the plot of the movie and stuff like that. I really wish they took more of a risk and were like, you know what, we have this world, Disney world, say like Tangled, for example, and they were like, you know what, we don't feel the need to have to play through the story of Tangled. Like that's a movie. If you want the story, watch the movie. Let's just take the world of Tangled. We know what it is. We know what the characters are. Let's create an original story in that world with the characters of Tangled, but also our original characters, and let's run with that. Like that's super cool, because now that I think about it, it's super weird that Kingdom Hearts rarely creates new characters. Like in Kingdom Hearts 3, they probably were, like I'm just maybe blanking, like were there any new characters, like original Kingdom Hearts characters? I feel like any new characters we've got recently have been from like Union Cross and stuff. But like in terms of like actual new original characters, which games do all the time, I don't think Kingdom Hearts really does, and they just rely on the Disney cast, which is kind of sad. Where I think I would like them to again use Disney worlds as a backdrop, use their characters as a vehicle to serve their main story, where the main characters are their Kingdom Hearts original characters, like Organization 13, Sora, Riku, Kairi, and if they want to create new characters, because I feel like they should, I feel like Kingdom Hearts just has like such a nice cast, but like I don't see a reason why you can't add more. So I think that's something, hopefully is something they can like maybe change in the future. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about the future too much, because that's not what the segment is for. It's just for reflecting on a certain aspect of Kingdom Hearts. But that's just something where I'm at with Kingdom Hearts, where like I don't need Disney to be the focus of these games. I understand Disney will always be intrinsically a part of Kingdom Hearts. Obviously, I don't want Disney to go away. But I feel like Disney can, instead of Kingdom Hearts taking the back burner role and Disney being at the forefront, I think Disney should be at the back and Kingdom Hearts should be at the forefront, if that makes any sense. But I think that's where my reflection will take me with this reflection report. And let us move on to Dream Dive. Hopefully, again, an intro played. Dream Dive is the segment where I pretty much talk about a future dream I want in Kingdom Hearts. So this is pretty much where I'm going to talk about like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if we had this in the next Kingdom Hearts game? And I have some things here. I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to pick NPCs. Now, what do I mean by NPCs? Let me just get into this. Kingdom Hearts was my entire life my favorite game series. It was always on the top because I love the plot. I love long running plots. Recently, in the past few years, it's actually been dethroned. Kingdom Hearts is number 2 now. My number 1 game series now is the Trail series. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Trails in the Sky, Trails of Cold Steel, Trails to Azure. I think Trails into the Reverie, the new one. They are very similar to Kingdom Hearts in terms of like they have like the series that I named, like those are like about 10 games, and those 10 games all are in the same world, and they all have the same characters and like a connected plot. Like you'll have characters from each of the series kind of go into the other series, and the plot is all connected. So like it's very Kingdom Hearts-esque in that way. But I just realized that the Trails games like kick Kingdom Hearts ass in terms of world building and characters. Like it's just so much better, where like they have a much bigger cast, and the world building is so much better because every single NPC in these games has something to say. So let me explain it this way. One of the games, Trails to Azure, you play as like a police force in a city. You can talk to every single NPC in that city, and they have something to say. They have like 1 or 2 or 3 speech bubbles of dialogue to say. And every single time the story moves forward even a bit, all their dialogue will change. They'll like go to the next step of whatever they want to say. And that's not just a city, that's like every single person. So the main town of that game is Crossbell. Every single person has something to say. If you go outside the city, there's 4 joining towns, there's a church, there's like whatever. Every single person in those places has something to say too. And the story goes forward. You can talk to every single one again, and they'll have something to say. And the reason this is amazing is that you get so many little micro stories And I'll just give an example of one. And I'm talking about there's probably like hundreds of these in the game, but like one example is if you go outside the main city, if you go to a little rural town, there is a family, like a mom and a son, you'll see like at a restaurant. And I talk to them, they're like, oh yeah, we're just here for vacation. And that's all they say. I'm like, cool. Play a few more hours, I advance the story, and I go talk to, the way I play, I literally talk to every single NPC every time the story goes forward. I promise I'll connect this back to Kingdom Hearts. But yeah, I move the story forward. I talk to everyone. I talk to those that mom and son again, and the mom's like, "Yeah, my son's just playing outside." And you see the son playing outside with like 2 other kids in the village. I move the story forward again. Talk to the mom, and she's like, "You know what? This place is pretty good. Like, it's kind of a lot more peaceful than the city." I move the story forward again. A few more hours later, the mom's like, "You know what? I think I want to live here." And I talk to the son, and the son's like, "Yeah, this place is kind of boring. Hopefully, we don't have to stay here anymore." I move the story again, and then like the son's like, "Oh man, you have to live here. This place kind of sucks. It's kind of boring. These kids are kind of weird. I don't want to play with them." Move the story forward again, and pretty much over the span of like 80 hours of the game, you get this micro story of the single mom coming to this town and the son kind of making friends with these kids and kind of getting more comfortable. And that's all. That's the story. And then you go to the second game, and that story continues like another 80 hours, and pretty much the son is now comfortable in this town. He really loves it. He doesn't even like the city he came from anymore. He's like really good friends with the kids there. And that's such a simple micro story, and that's just 2 characters I'm talking about. In that rural town, there's about like 20 NPCs. In the city of Crossbell, there's probably like 50, 60, 70 NPCs. There's other side towns with 20 NPCs. Every single one has a story like that if you talk to them and follow, you know their story throughout the 2 games. And I'm like, it blows my mind because it's like so much people won't even talk to them. And like, I might be the rare person that actually talks to every single person. And if you point out an NPC in one of those games, I could be like, yeah, I know the story. Like, I know what they've been through. And it's crazy. And sometimes you'll talk to an NPC, like, this is like very wild. I'm going to keep it vague just so there's no spoilers, but there's a main character in the game that's blind, and we don't know why she's blind. And I remember just talking to this random like old guy on a bench in like a residential district of the city, and I talked to him, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm just remembering the time where I was in a truck accident, or I witnessed a truck accident a few years ago." And I'm like, "Cool." I talked to him again, and he had a different dialogue. He's like, "Yeah, that I still remember like yesterday that truck was on fire, and I remember that family that was a part of it. It was horrendous." I'm like, "Okay." I talked to him again, and he's like, "Hopefully the daughter's doing fine. I heard she got blind." And I was like, "Whoa. Who are you talking about?" And like, that's all he said, but I'm like, okay, I connected that. I'm like, oh, is that the main character that he's talking about? And what's wild is that fact doesn't actually get brought up into the main story until I think it was the end of that game, or like it wasn't even brought up till like the second game, where like it's revealed like, yeah, the reason she's blind is because she was a part of a car accident. And I'm like, it's wild that it gets brought up so late in the main story, but I, as a person who just talks to NPCs, have known that probably 80 hours earlier than anyone else if they missed that. Because I just talked to this random dude in a residential district who was just sitting on a bench who has nothing to do with those characters. And that's just one example. There's so many more examples that I can go through where like I go to this random location and a cutscene just ends up playing for some reason that gives me a bit more tidbits about a character. And the reason I went on this long tangent is because all of this is because of the NPCs of the game. Now, take what I said about these NPCs in the Trails games and compare it to Kingdom Hearts. What NPCs do Kingdom Hearts have? Like they really don't. Like you'll have like, like some that like have some like they have some like generic thing to say, but like in terms of plot, can you name an NPC in a Kingdom Hearts game that had something to say that either gave something that was important to the plot or something that was important to character? Not really. Like you just don't. And the reason I think Kingdom Hearts can't really do that is because their worlds are Disney focused, kind of going back to my reflecting report where like, what would they have to say? Like, what can they say that would be so important? And if what they said was character specific, like it would just be about the Disney world. And at that point, like, who cares? It has nothing to do with like the actual characters that you kind of care about in Kingdom Hearts. And so like, I'm not sure how they would fix this in Kingdom Hearts, if this even is a thing to fix, because this is just my opinion. But like, I really wish they would somehow find a way to like use NPCs to like further their story or just make it more interesting to explore. Because Kingdom Hearts, like, you don't really have to explore. You can just like gun the story. Like Kingdom Hearts is a game, now that I think about it, if you are interested in the story of Kingdom Hearts, you can just watch the cutscenes and you'll get the exact same amount of story, I believe. Like I'm just trying to think about it. Like I don't think there's anything gameplay wise where if you play it you will get more story than someone who just watches the cutscenes, just purely from a plot perspective. But if you take the Trails games, I can say with 100% confidence someone who has played every single side quest of the Trails games and has talked to every single NPC has had a marginally better experience in terms of plot than someone who just went through the main storyline. That's a pretty insane like claim to make, but that is true. And with Kingdom Hearts, you just don't have that. So like us fans of Kingdom Hearts know that like Kingdom Hearts has like a pretty insane story, a long running story, and a pretty deep story too. But like it sucks that the only way they're really able to tell it is through cutscenes, which sucks because like at that point it's like why is it a game? And like obviously the game is fun, that's obviously a fundamental aspect of a game, but in terms of like having a vehicle to tell your story, like there are different ways to tell a story, and it being through NPCs is one way that it can tell the story, and the fact that it doesn't, I feel like is just sucks. Like I feel like there can be a better way for them to deliver some parts of the story, and it doesn't even have to be like they offload some of the cutscene plot into NPCs. I'm talking about little things, like the little things that I told you about those characters. Those aren't necessary technically, but like it really makes me feel like I'm a part of this world. And when I finish the game, I'm like, yeah, like I kind of don't want to leave. Like I know this world so well, I know every single NPC so well that it kind of sucks to leave. Where Kingdom Hearts is like, yeah, like the story was nice, but like I don't really give a shit about any of these NPCs. Like if I'm in again the Tangled world and I'm in like the main town and I see these people in the town, like I don't know anyone here. I don't care. I don't know a single person's name except for like maybe Rapunzel and like the main people. That's just something like I wish Kingdom Hearts would capitalize on, because it's such a rich well of plot and like interesting stuff and story you can get from that. But that's pretty much where I want to go. Sorry for the long tangent I'm going to the Trail series, but I think that was the best way to illustrate to you of what the potential is for Kingdom Hearts, because Kingdom Hearts has such a fantastic story, but they can get so much more tiny and detailed micro stories out of it if they use NPCs in a new way like the Trails games do. But that's pretty much what I want to say about Dream Dive, where the NPCs can be hopefully used better in a future game. Do I think it's gonna happen? Not a shot. Like I just don't think Kingdom Hearts is the type of game to do that. Like I mentioned, I don't know how they would do that. Like how the hell would they? Because the only NPCs they have are Disney characters. The only way it would work is if a part of every Disney world they also had more original characters, which maybe it'd work. I still don't know how that would work, but like that's just something like I wish. It's a dream. That's why it's called Dream Dive. It's a dream of mine to be in the future of Kingdom Hearts, but like I don't honestly believe it's gonna happen. But yeah, NPCs would be pretty cool. But let's move on to the final segment, which is Kingdom Countdown. Now, this is apparently a segment that I just added in the last episode of Shotlocked, episode 7, which is pretty much just me doing a top list of like something Kingdom Hearts related. And I was trying to think of like, what should I do? I'm not sure what I want to do. And I thought like a fun one, and this is going to be quick. I don't want to like really, delve too deep into this because it's very just like surface level, is like, why not rank the different Sora designs? Let's end on a lighthearted note instead of me kind of shitting on Kingdom Hearts NPC stuff. But yeah, so at least from memory, I'm just going off memory, I believe there were 4 Sora looks, I believe, not counting dry forms or anything. There's Kingdom Hearts 3, there's Kingdom Hearts 2, there's Kingdom Hearts 1, and there's Dream Drop Distance. I believe those are the 4 main looks. I'd be very embarrassed if I'm forgetting one. There's 4, so I'm going to give you a top 4 and rank them. And we're going to start with number 4 naturally. Which one I like the least? I don't think this is a surprise. It's Kingdom Hearts 1. I think Sora looks like a clown in that outfit. Obviously, I know the reason he looks like that. He's supposed to kind of look like Mickey, like with the same outfit. But like, even if you take the color scheme of Mickey, I've never liked his pants, bro. Like, why the frick are they so bulbous, my guy? Like, they're like the balloon ass, ugly ass, freaking inflatable, hot balloon air looking, freaking stupid ass, light bulb looking, huge freaking pantaloon looking, ugly ass, red bright ass shorts. Like I never liked how his shorts looked. Obviously he has like size 22 shoes too, but like let's ignore that for now. Like his shorts mainly just look like clap to me. Like his top I think is fine. Like if they had just converted his shorts to like more like the Kingdom Hearts 3 style of shorts or something, I'd be like, yeah, it's fine. But like the shorts mainly just really drag down the design in my opinion. But like, yeah, I honestly don't need to go deeper than that. Like I just don't like Kingdom Hearts 1's look at all, which is very unfortunate because that's a look they love because they keep using it. But Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora look is definitely number 4 for me. Moving on to the number 3 look, that is going to be the Dream Drop Distance look. Now, the Dream Drop Distance look, I believe when it came out, it was supposed to be pretty much like an evolved version of like the original Kingdom Hearts 1 look, where it's pretty much that, but it actually looks good. It was like primarily red. It kind of had the vibes of the Kingdom Hearts 2 one, but it kind of had the vibes of the Kingdom Hearts 1 one. And again, like this is just like surface level like analysis. There's not much to say, but I just think it looks better. It's pretty much what I said of the Kingdom Hearts 1 look, where like if they just made it more modern styled in terms of how they designed Sora, it would just look better. And that's pretty much what it is. I like it primarily being red being like my favorite color. I just like how it looks. I like that it just looks clean. Again, I don't have much to say, but I think the Dream Drop Distance look comes at number 3, and I'll leave it at that. Now for the number 2 look, this was actually hard. So if you've been paying attention, the looks that are left are Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm like, which one do I actually like better? Because like Kingdom Hearts 2 has been number 1 for a long time, but Kingdom Hearts 3 looks pretty damn good. And after fighting in my head, I think nostalgia won out, and Kingdom Hearts 2 I prefer more. So that means number 2 is Kingdom Hearts 3's look. Kingdom Hearts 3's look I love. I think it looks good. I love how practical it looks. It's like you can actually like tell like the boots are more like legitimate and more realistic looking. I like the color scheme. It's like more maroon. It's just more like grounded, and I honestly really like how it looks. And in terms of like, I think this is when he started adding more checker pattern stuff to his clothes, because it used to be very much solid colors and belts, but in Kingdom Hearts 3 has more checker patterns and like zippers and buttons and stuff. So I mainly just really like because of groundedness, because Kingdom Hearts 3 is like the first game where he started grounding the designs. So yeah, I think that's why the Kingdom Hearts 3 look comes at number 2, which means number 1 is Kingdom Hearts 2. And I think the main reason this will come on top for me is, first of all, it still has kind of like the old school kind of baggy look, which like I think it looks fine. It's kind of like the Dream Drop Distance look. But I think the main thing that wins me over is that it's primarily black. For some reason, that looks really good. And I don't know what it is about the black using Kingdom Hearts 2. It's kind of like this blackish gray color, like almost as if it's kind of like shiny. Like I really like how it looks. I really love the very saturated gold belts. I love the saturated red that's used. And it's not used too much. For some reason, the Kingdom Hearts 2 look in my mind is so like detail where I can like exactly tell, like, yeah, he had the red hoodie pockets, he had the yellow belt on his pants. Like it doesn't feel like it's too complex. With the Kingdom Hearts 3 one, I feel like he has like so much shit going on where like I kind of like cannot remember how it looks exactly. But Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm like, it was obviously Kingdom Hearts in style where it is like more complex than it needs to be, but it was simple enough where like it didn't look like it was too much. And I think the color scheme was very nice, black and red and gold. I know it has some blue in it too. And it was just very poppy too. Like it wasn't like too grounded like it is in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like it still has that old school pop in color. So that's why the Kingdom Hearts 2 look I think will be number 1. And I just realized now he technically has a 5th look, which is the Kingdom Hearts 4 look, which I really like. If I had to put that in the list, I think it would be above Kingdom Hearts 3, but under Kingdom Hearts 2, so it'd be number 2. I won't say too much about it because, like, again, it's just like it might even change by the time Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out. But I like how it looks. I like how Sora looks like more like a real person. He's lost his clown shoes. I believe they were like more like normal size sneakers, which honestly I would kind of like if he went back to like normal sneakers. Because if you look at his Kingdom Hearts 2 shoes, they're just sneakers, like they're just shoes. But in Kingdom Hearts 3, they're combat boots, which makes sense. He's in combat, but like, if they kind of went back for a more casual like sneaker look, I dig that. But like, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4 look, it was just a lot more grounded. I like it. It seemed a bit more casual than Kingdom Hearts 3, so I think that's why it would like beat Kingdom Hearts 3 for me. But yeah, just tentatively, if I had to add that in, number 1 is Kingdom Hearts 2, number 2 is Kingdom Hearts 4, number 3 is Kingdom Hearts 3, number 4 is Dream Drop Distance, and number 5 is Kingdom Hearts 1. So that's where I'll end Kingdom Countdown. And here we are. We're at the end of the podcast. Whew. Okay, so that was that. So it's been about 30 minutes, not as long as I thought, but also feels kind of long. But yeah, so that's where this podcast will end. Like I mentioned at the start, whether I will continue doing this, I literally have no idea. I will put this up, see how it does, because like apparently people, like a decent amount of people listen to this podcast like on audio services. I'm mostly doing this as a test, like out of curiosity. Like if I put this up, is there even going to be a single person who listens to this? If there is, that's very interesting to me, that there was actually someone being like, oh yo, 5 years later he uploaded another episode, hell yeah. But yeah, I'll put this up on the audio services it's on. I think it's on like Spotify, Apple Podcasts and everything. It's going to be on my YouTube channel, KhUnlimited, as a video podcast where you can see my ugly face. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully I will see you guys next episode. If not, in 5 years. Peace.